All right, so let me get this thing fixed because my stupid OBS likes to not do things correctly, so whatever. So today, what I would actually like to talk about is stuff that's going on in the Pokemon world. Come on. Stuff that's going on in the Pokemon world right now with the scalper situation. Now, we all know how bad the scalper situation was during prismatic evolutions and towards the end of Surging Sparks. We were able to get a lot of Surging Sparks. Most of us were able to actually get a complete master set of Surging Sparks before really the scalpers really started taking over towards the end of Surging Sparks and throughout the entirety of Prismatic Evolutions. And now the scalpers are seeing a complete turnaround with Journey Together, because when Journey Together first came out, they were scalping the Japanese set and selling booster boxes for well over $200 of the Japanese set before we finally got the English version. And people bought them just because the Clefairy card out of the Japanese set was going for over $500. So people were buying them in hopes to get that Clefairy card to sell it for 500 bucks. But as soon as the English set came out, the scalpers started seeing something different. And that was people aren't buying the scalped versions of Journey Together because they don't want them. And there's a reason why. And that's because the scalpers don't actually follow along with Pokemon. They don't know about Pokemon that much. They don't care about Pokemon that much. All they saw was dollar signs. That's all they saw with Prismatic Evolutions. And Prismatic Evolutions being the more modern set of Evolving Skies, people have a sweet spot in their heart for the EV evolutions. They love to collect them, especially when you have an entire set that is directed around all the evolutions. Like, like with, Jesus Christ, now, brain fart. Evolving Skies, I don't know why I couldn't think of it. But Evolving Skies was one of the first sets that actually came out where it was pretty much all the evolutions was the set. You had other cards in there. You had decent cards in Evolving Skies, just as well as you have some decent cards in Prismatic Evolutions. But brain fart. My brain likes to slow down too much. But with Prismatic Evolutions, it was the updated Evolving Skies, and that's why it was really, really sought after by the Pokemon community, because it's like, we haven't had a full-on Eevee set since Evolving Skies. So this is awesome. We're going to be able to collect all the evolutions again, and just like Evolving Skies, Prismatic Evolutions had a terrible pull rate. A horrible pull rate. People would go through 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 ETBs and not get anything at all. That's how bad the pull rates were in Prismatic Evolutions and Evolving Skies. But now with the Journey Together out, a lot of the scalpers were buying into the Journey Together thinking that this was going to be their next cash cow, and they were going to make all this money off of Journey Together just like they did Prismatic Evolutions. Because if you were lucky enough to actually get a Prismatic Evolutions for MSRP, you were only paying 50 bucks for an ETB. But the scalpers were getting on there, buying these things up by the tens or the hundreds of cases and selling them for over $100 in ETB. And they were selling because of the Evolution line. That's why they were selling. It was a updated Evolving Skies. Really nice artwork for everything in there. A little bit different than Evolving Skies. I personally think that the artwork of Evolving Skies was definitely better than the artwork of Prismatic Evolutions. While the Prismatic Evolution cards do look nice, I just think Evolving Skies overall was better. But that was also during Sword and Shield, where the whole thing about Sword and Shield was the max Pokemon, and they were these big giant Pokemon, and that's what Moonbryon is. Moonbryon is a max Umbreon, just this ginormous Umbreon, and the artwork was gorgeous. The Umbreon out of Prismatic Evolutions, don't get me wrong, it's a very pretty card, but I don't think it holds up to the Evolving Skies Umbreon. That one is still better in my personal opinion. You guys are free to disagree. Some people think that the Evolving Skies Umbreon is substantially better than... Oh, sorry, not so. The Prismatic Evolutions Umbreon is much better than the Evolving Skies, and you have the right to think that. Just like I have the right to think that the Evolving Skies Umbreon is much better. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at why the scalpers are losing everything right now with Journey Together. So let's go ahead and come over to TCG. Now this right here, we're going to go into the year mark. When Shrouded Fable came out, this is one of my things that I'm going to use as an example. While Journey Together is a lot better than Shrouded Fable, this is a no longer in print set. You cannot get this anymore. Very rarely will you find a Shrouded Fable on the shelves. It happens, just not very much. But if we look right here, it looks like it's got a market price of around $54.60, with the most recent sale of a Elite Trainer box being around $52. Now, if you have the Pokemon Center one, let's go ahead and take a look at that one real quickly. Let's see here, Shrouded Fable, Pokemon Center, ETB, on TCG. Alright, so Pokemon Center, Shrouded Fable, Elite Trainer Box, Pokemon Center. So if you look right here, it looks like the Elite Trainer Box, Shrouded Fable, has a market price of $80 and a most recent sale of $85. And this is a Pokemon Center ETB. Now, it looks like it did hit a high mark of around, let's see, what's its highest point. $160 is its highest point of what these were going for, and as you can see, it just went down after that. It took a tick up a little bit in the beginning of January, and then it went right back down again, where it's kind of settling right now around $80. But that's because Shrouded Fable was not a strong set. The best cards in there, the best one is Persian. And while that Persian card is a very beautiful card, we could take a look at that real quickly. Persian, my fat fingers, Shrouded Fable, TCG. Let's see what it's going for. It looks like the Persian card right now, and even this has just completely just tanked in value. Looks like the highest sale point right now is $97.98, with its lowest sale being around $18. And this Persian is now sitting at a market of around $46, with a most recent sale of being $15 for Persian. And this right here is the number one card to get out of Shrouded Fable, and they're selling for $15. It's not a strong set. Persian is not a popular enough Pokemon to hold an entire set. Now, to get back to this, as we can see, $85 most recent sale for a Pokemon Center one. And then for a non-Pokemon Center one, most recent sale being around $52. This is what happens when sets are not really sought after. Now, if we go into the Prismatic Evolutions, we can see that this one's sitting at a most recent sale of $137. And it looks like the biggest sale for Prismatic Evolutions, when it finally came out, was sitting at $229 for the highest sale of this, and a low sale of $69.92. But right now, it's sitting at around $137 is going to pretty much be the market price if they're selling for this. And the reason why is Prismatic Evolutions is no longer in print now, so this is just going to go up substantially. So if you have sealed Prismatic Evolutions, do not open them, because these things are going to explode in price. I'm telling you right now, a year from now, a Prismatic Evolutions ETB, especially if you have a Pokemon Center one. And those ones are probably sitting around 400. I haven't looked recently, so let's take a look. Prismatic Evolutions. Man, I cannot type today. Pokemon Center ETB. Let's see what they're going for. Well, it's eBay. I don't go by eBay prices. Pokemon Center Prismatic Evolutions. $335 for a Pokemon Center Prismatic Evolutions right now. That's what those are going for. The market price is $336, with a highest sale point of being $385, low sale being around $200, and that's when they first came out. They were selling for around that much. I should have got one, but I didn't. But it looks like the market price of the Prismatic Evolutions PC box is $33, $35, $336. This was the scalpers' main key seller right here, and they thought that Pokemon fans will just buy anything. They don't care. Just give me the Pokemon. Take my money. Take it all. No. The biggest card out of this set, because we can see right here, Journey Together. Okay, this is closer and closer to nearing towards the end of the Journey Together print. We don't have much longer before Journey Together is no longer printed. When they start printing the new set, which is coming out next month, May 25th is when the next ones are coming out. They stop the print of the old one and they move on to the new one. And then whatever they have that's selling on the shelves is just the stuff that was stocked in a warehouse somewhere that the distributors are now getting a hold of and shipping out. And as you've noticed, Journey Together is everywhere. You go to Meijer, Walmart, Target, Sam's, Costco, you name it. They have Journey Together. The scalpers originally were just buy all the Journey Together. If you remember correctly, when Journey Together first came out, you could not find it. It was gone. And they were selling these things on TCG for over $100. Because if we look at the highest sale price, it's $149.90 is what Journey Together was selling for. And that's when it first came out. And yes, you're going to get people that are, I got to have it now. I want it now. Gimme. And they're going to buy it for that price because they want to complete the set as fast as they can. I used to be like that, but I'm not paying scalper prices for a damn Clefairy. I'm not. So if we go ahead and take a look, let's go back over here. Let's look at Clefairy from Journey Together. If I can type. You got people looking. You can't see it on here because of how I have this set. But look at this. $1,500 for a Clefairy. Oh, shoot. You're going to kill me. Wow. Somebody seriously wanting $1,500 for the Clefairy? Oh, my God. Okay, now let's get down to reality here. We're looking at most recent sale of $194 for that Clefairy, and a market price sitting around, I just can't even get over that, $1,500. Oh my God. When I looked last night, I saw one that was like $420, and I kind of chuckled at that, but $50. Oh my God, I'm crying, dude. $1,500 for a Clefairy. Oh my God, dude, put the bong down. Oh, let's try to get back into this. Holy crap. Okay, so a most recent sale, we can see right here that it's got a high sale point. Hold on. Damn, I'm dying over here because of that. Oh, it's got a high sale price of around $340 for this Clefairy, and that's when Journey Together first came out, is we got this $340 price tag on the Clefairy. But as the Clefairies were being more pulled, being more circulated, we found out that, oh, wow, the pull rates in Journey Together really aren't that bad. So the price came down. Now, direct by TCG, you can never go by this price right here, because direct by TCG, they always sell it for a much higher price than what it's actually worth, which I think is bogus from TCG. But anyways, so we're looking at $194.89 for a most recent sale with a market value of $198. People are not going to pay $200 an ETB for a chance to get a $190 card. That is just ridiculous. I could understand when they were selling the Prismatic Evolutions for $140, $150 in ETB, because it was a chance at getting a almost $2,000 Umbreon. That, while still kind of a crappy move, makes sense. But the scalpers were putting Clefairy, pretty much, because that's the main card out of it, on sale for $140, $150 in ETB. When it first came out, they did sell. But now you're seeing these scalpers like, I got this entire stock and nobody wants it. Yeah, this is the main card. A Clefairy. Who cares? It's not Pikachu. It's not Zacian or whatever you pronounce his name. It's not Greninja. It's not a Lugia. It's not a Moltres. It's nothing that people are highly sought after. It's not an Evolution. It's not some really, really cool that's going to knock the black Charizard out. It's not some really bad, awesome, new-looking Charizard that's going to take the Paldean Fates Charizard and rip it up and throw it away like the Paldean Fates Charizard did to the Obsidian Flames Charizard. If you remember correctly, when the Obsidian Flames one came out, you could not buy that one cheaper than around $300 for it. And then the Paldean Fates Charizard came out, and it blew the Obsidian Flames one out the water. Now you could buy the Obsidian Flames Charizard for less than $60. But so the scalpers put all their eggs in one basket. They took all their money that they made off of Prismatic Evolutions and they dumped it into Journey Together, thinking that they were going to double, triple, quadruple their money. Nobody wants Journey Together. There's nothing good in it besides the Reshiram, and you can buy that card for $30. This is the problem with the scalpers. You don't know what you're doing, okay? When you have a card, the Chase card, that's under $200, this is why your product is not moving. And I'm glad. I really am. Because all these people that turned around and dumped their money from Prismatic Evolutions into Journey Together, thinking that they were going to turn 10,000 into 100,000, are now losing money on it because their stock is just sitting there. Why do I got to buy yours? Because let's go back and take a look at it. These are selling for 66 to 72. Average daily sold is around 19. Total sold is around 7,000. So they're still making a little bit of a profit off of Journey Together, but not nearly as much as what they were making off of Prismatic Evolutions. Because look at this. Average daily sold, 51. Still, to this day, they are selling these 51 a day, over 18,000 that have been sold within the past year. And I know that Prismatic Evolutions hasn't been out for a year. I get that. Don't at me about it, but that's just because I clicked on the year. They've only been out for a few months, but in a few months, they've sold almost 20,000 of these Prismatic Evolutions for these ridiculous scalper prices, but that's because you cannot get them in the stores. They aren't there. Journey Together, they're everywhere. I go to Best Buy. They got a couple on the shelf, at least a couple of the hanger packs. Not very often. I don't know what's going on with Best Buy right now, but their Pokemon stuff is just kind of gone. But if I go into Target, which is when I head to work, I got Target and then Best Buy right across the street. So I always go to Best Buy first just because it's a right-hand turn. I don't have to turn against traffic. But I go into Best Buy, I go in there, I look to see if they got any Pokemon. Most of the time they don't, but they do have Lorcana, which I do like opening too. So I'll go in there, grab some Lorcana troves, and then I head over to Target, and guess what? Journey Together. I've gotten a couple ETBs from there. I've gotten a whole slew of hanger packs. And I'll grab some Lorcana too, just because I like opening those. I'm trying to get the Tamatoa. But this right here, scalpers don't actually watch Pokemon. They don't care about Pokemon. They have no idea. I bet you anything, if you were to ask a scalper, do you know the difference between a Raichu and a Slowpoke? They would be like, different colors. Is pretty much what they would be like. Because they don't know Pokemon. They don't follow Pokemon. They don't care about Pokemon. All they care about is money, 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 money. That's all they care about. And with prismatic evolutions, they was just raining money. So now you got all these scalpers that are now freaking out because nobody's buying their massive stocks of Journey Together. Well, yeah. Because why the heck should I buy one from you for $70 when I can go to Target and pick one up for $50? I get there's people that are still in areas that don't have Journey Together, and so they'll buy them off of TCG. But as you can see, it went from $120 in March down to $69 now. That's like a 52% drop. Yeah, maybe not. 120, 60, okay, it's about like a 40% drop, 40 to 45% drop just to get these things to move. And look at this. Just look at it in a very, very short period. Very short period. You could just see this, high point right here. This is when Journey Together came out. They weren't in stores. You couldn't find them because the scalpers were buying them all. So they're selling them all for these high prices. And then just, wow, just dropped like a brick. And I looked at the newest For the Glory of Team Rocket, or whatever we're going to call it here. And they do have a really nice looking Moltres card in there, but is it going to be like Reshiram? Is it going to be an illustration rare one? Is it the one that everybody's going to be like, oh, that's going to be the best card, that's going to be the chase card, and then you get it and there's no texture on it? It's just a regular card? I don't know. It could be the chase card out of there. And Moltres, while it's still a popular Pokemon because it is the OG legendaries, it's not a massively popular Pokemon. It's not something like Moonbryon or Sylveon or the Pikachu from Surging Sparks. It has no comparison. None. How many times do you hear people say, Moltres is my favorite Pokemon? Almost never. Most of the time it's Pikachu, just because he's the staple of Pokemon. That's like the poster child of Pokemon is Pikachu. So that's most people's favorite Pokemon. But then you do have people who have a soft spot for the Evolutions and Greninja or Lugia or something like that. The original three legendaries, the most favorite one out of there is Articuno. That is most people's favorite starter legendary is Articuno. And then probably, I wouldn't even say Zapdos. I think it would go Articuno, Moltres, then Zapdos. Now, if they were to do like a Rocket Articuno, you know full and well people are going to want that one because it's the most popular of the OG legendaries. But the thing about this is, the scalpers are getting what they deserved. The scalpers have been taking advantage of people's love of Pokemon for monetary gain, which, I mean, that's pretty much what everything is. You know, people who like video games, you know, you're going to get the high prices of video games because people want to take advantage of your love of video games. Or whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. People will find a way to take advantage of how much you really truly care about something and try to monetize it. That's the world we live in. Welcome to capitalism. It sucks sometimes. It is horrible sometimes. But I am so happy that the scalpers are getting burned like crazy off of Journey Together, because they went into it thinking that Pokemon fans are brainwashed morons that will just buy. Obviously, you weren't around for Shrouded Fable, because nobody wanted Shrouded Fable. Those things sat on the shelves. Those 3 Charizard Super Premiums that I have back there, nobody wanted those. They had to clearance those to get them to finally move. I got 2 of them for MSRP, and it was, I think, $79.99 was MSRP for the Charizard Super Premium box. Myers does their own thing with it. They always charge more for everything. Theirs was $89.99, and I'm like, I am not paying that for it. But I got 2 of them for MSRP, and the third one that I got up there, I actually found at Sam's for $40 because nobody wanted them. I went in there, and every single time they get behind those over there, I have some Blooming Waters right there. Behind those are some Sea and Sky that were Sam's Club exclusives. And I mean, you could get them other places. They finally did start branching out a little bit afterwards, but you could not find those. And they would come in these massive, huge 5-foot pallets of hundreds of Sea and Sky, and people would go in there and they would just grab armfuls and go up and buy them because of the Giratina that's in the whatever it's called. I'm brain farting right now. But because of the Giratina in there, that's why those just sold. But I went into Sam's and they got a pallet full of those Charizards. And there was a whole bunch there. I didn't get one because they were $79.99 for them. I'm not going to pay that much for it. It's a crap box. You're paying $80 for a hunk of plastic is what you're doing. Because the packs in there, other than the Twilight Masquerade, the packs in there are absolute dog water. They are. Most of the packs I don't care about. Like, it's got, what is it? Paradox Rift. There we go. It's got Paradox Rift in there. It's got, I think it has a couple Obsidian Flames. I'm not sure. Nope, it doesn't have Obsidian Flames. I remember because I've made a video on that a little while ago about you got the Charizard here and you don't even have any packs in here where you can even pull a Charizard. Why couldn't you put something with a Charizard in it? Whether Paldean Fates or Obsidian Flames. Yeah, okay, so there's no Obsidian Flames. There's no Paldean Fates. There is Twilight Masquerade, so you have a chance at pulling that Greninja. That's a good card to get. That's going for over $300 right now. But those things sat. A whole pallet full of them. They were going like 1 or 2 a day because nobody wants that thing. And then I went in there a couple weeks ago and they had them clearance for $40 just to get them to move. So I got one for $40. But the point of this is the scalpers, they do not keep up with Pokemon. They don't watch it. They don't, research it. They don't know what the good Pokemon are, what the bad Pokemon are, what the popular ones are, the unpopular ones. And Clefairy is a very unpopular Pokemon. Nobody gives a crap about Clefairy. I'm sorry, but they don't. It's a little makeshift Jigglypuff. Ooh, who cares? I am so happy that Journey Together burned the scalpers, because I'm hoping that it's going to settle their butts down. The Rocket set, I think it's going to do better than Journey Together, but not by much. Because when I looked at the card set, it looks like one of the main cards that's going to be in there is Giovanni's Meowth. It looks like it's going to be one of the main cards. I don't know. It could just be a smooth illustration rare, no texture on it whatsoever. Probably what that one's going to be, but people are going to want that because Meowth was a huge staple in Pokemon, a massive staple in Pokemon. I mean, it's the only talking Meowth in the whole show, and he was in every episode. I think Meowth was more popular than Jesse and James. Seriously. But the Giovanni's Meowth, that's in there. They just call it Rocket's Meowth, or I think it's Rocket's Meowth, but they should have called it Giovanni's Meowth, even though technically I guess it's not Giovanni's Meowth, it's Jesse and James's Meowth. But I think that putting that Meowth in with Giovanni was a big mistake. You should have put that Meowth in. What? But you should have put that Meowth in with Jesse and James in like a Forest background or Team Rocket background, and it would have been a much, much more popular card than what I'm seeing right now. You got him sitting with Giovanni, and it's not Giovanni's Meowth. Giovanni has a Persian. That's always been Giovanni's Pokemon, is a Persian, not a Meowth. Even though, yes, I get it, that Persian is the evolution of Meowth, but anytime you ever saw Giovanni, he was with Persian, not Meowth. Meowth was with Jesse and James. Should have put Jesse and James in there. And it probably would have been like, oh, gotta have that one because it's Meowth, Jesse, and James. And it's the Rocket set. Gotta get it. But I don't think that the Rocket set is going to do nearly as good as Prismatic Evolutions. It'll do better than Journey Together because I'm getting really lightheaded right now because I'm yapping my flap. But it'll do better than Journey Together because Journey Together's primary Pokemon was the Clefairy. And it's not a popular Pokemon. It's not a much sought after Pokemon. Nobody wants that one. That's why the scalpers are losing so much money on Journey Together, because nothing in there anybody wants besides a $30 Reshiram card. And I think that's actually gone down. It might be $25 now. I know my friend bought it. My friend at work bought it. I think that they either paid $25 or $30 for it, somewhere right around there. But it's a cheap card. And let this be a lesson to you guys. Pokemon fans are not just going to buy anything and everything that you shove in their face. They will only spend good money on cards that they really want to get, like the Evolution set. That's something that everybody wants. Okay? Learn from this and just stay away from it because you have no idea what you're doing. You guys were making a whole bunch of money scalping the 50 series cards. Go back to that. Go scalp the 50 series cards. I don't care. Go scalp something else. Leave Pokemon alone because you don't know what the hell you're doing. And now you've lost a bunch of money on it, and I'm happy about that. I am just ecstatic and thrilled that you guys lost your entire prismatic fortune on Journey Together. I'm happy. Serves you guys right. Nobody wants your overpriced Journey Together because there's nothing in there that anybody is really wanting to get. I'm sure there's Clefairy fans. I'm sure there's people out there that really do like Clefairy and Clefable and some of the cards that are in Journey Together. I opened up some ETBs. I never got anything really big out of it, but I did get a couple decent cards. But I love it. I love the fact that the scalpers have just lost their entire fortune on Journey Together. Maybe go find something else to scalp and leave Pokemon alone. Yes, a lot of adults do collect Pokemon. There are those adults that play Pokemon. I used to be one that used to play Pokemon. I haven't played it in years. I don't have the time to. My kids aren't into Pokemon that much. I bought them packs and they open them, they look at them, oh, cool card, and then they're all over the floor. They don't care about Pokemon. They don't watch Pokemon. I tried to get them into Pokemon. They'd rather watch those stupid videos on YouTube of Roblox and Minecraft and those Drawn Among Us ones as ones that they like to watch. That's what they're into, is Roblox. Granted, they're only 6 and 7. Could they get into Pokemon? They might later, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. But leave Pokemon alone, because as much as there are a lot of adults that are into collecting Pokemon, it is a game that is primarily meant for kids. Pokemon is a kid's game. That's why every time you see these tournaments of Pokemon, it's like 65% children and 35% adults, because even though there are adults that collect and play, it's mostly kids. Leave the kids stuff alone, okay? Find something else. Your PC fanatics don't mind paying $4,000 for a $2,500 GPU. They whatever, I don't care. There you go, because I gotta have the newest stuff. Leave Pokemon alone. find something else, or else you're gonna get burned again. Because if you seriously think that the glory of Team Rocket is going to be your next prismatic evolutions, you are sadly mistaken. Because while there are some decent cards in for the glory of Team Rocket, it's nothing that's like, wow, gotta get it. It's not. Even the Moltres is still, yeah, it's mid at best. This Rocket set is mid at best. There's no Dark Dragonite. There's no Dark Charizard. There's no Dark Persian. There's no Dark Hypno. There's no Dark this, Dark that. They're just, oh, Rocket version of this, Rocket version of that with a cool little background and a Pokemon standing in front of it. At least with the original Team Rocket set that came out in the early 2000s, it was like 99, 2000 that the original Team Rocket set came out. There were some amazing cards in there. The Dark Charizard, the Dark Hypno, the Dark Blastoise, the Dark Mew. I think there was a Dark Mewtwo. Might not be. It might have been a different set that had the Rocket Mewtwo in it, but it could have been one in there. I'm not 100% sure. I might be talking out my bum right now, but whatever. But there was a lot of really, really cool cards in that. In this new set, I think the best one is the Moltres. The Rocket's Moltres is like the best one in there. There's nothing in there that's going to hold this set to be worth $150, $200, $250 when it launches. Are the scalpers going to get it? Of course they are. They always do. Are they going to sell some? Of course they are, because other people can't get them and want them right now. But I have no doubt that the Rocket set you are going to see in stores, just because your Pokemon fanatics are going to take a look at what's in for the glory of Team Rocket, and they're going to say, nah, it's okay. The Meowth is all right, but, you know, not anything that great. You forgot about the Mewtwo. The Rocket Mewtwo. Yeah, Dark Mewtwo. Is that one in, is that one in for the glory of Team Rocket? Let's see here. For the glory of Team Rocket. You know, I don't know why I did that when I could just go to Poke Collector. That was stupid on me. Go to Poke Collector. So let's go ahead real quick, because just made a Team Rocket's Mewtwo. Okay. Was that in the original Rocket set? And that's in the new one? That right there is in the new one. Let's see here. You forgot about the Mewtwo. Team Rocket's Mewtwo. There's 3. It's Destined Rivals. That's it. Thank you. Destined Rivals. Okay, for the glory of Team Rocket is the Japanese set. Okay, so let's take a look at, real quickly, why did you not go to what I wanted you to? Thank you. Okay, Team Rocket's Moltres. Okay, so yeah, right there, Team Rocket's Mewtwo. All right, so they are going to have the Mewtwo in there. That one's going to be a big hitter. That one would definitely be a big hitter. But let's see what else they have. Team Rocket, Giovanni. Would you go down? Let's see here. Do they have Jesse and James in here as one of mine? Okay, so they have a hyper rare one of Team Rocket's Mewtwo. So they're going to have a hyper rare Team Rocket Mewtwo. Obviously, those ones in the beginning are going to sell for a lot. There was an original. There was, yeah, I figured. I thought there was, but like, let's take a real quick look at the actual Rocket ones, because what we do is we will take 2 of the Japanese sets and combine them together into one. The only time they so far haven't done that is Terrestrial Festival and Prismatic Evolutions. But other than that, they will take 2 of the Japanese sets. No Jesse and James. Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah, they just said no Jesse and James from what I've seen. Okay, so they got Team Rocket's Murkrow, Team Rocket's Weezing, and like this right here. What is with this? This is James's Pokemon. Why is there just some random Rocket person in there with a mohawk with the Weezing? This is James's. This should have been James's Weezing if you were making a Rocket set. That makes no sense. It's not like you got to buy the rights to it. This is Pokemon. You own all this yourself. Why is James not there with... Would you go back? It won't go back. I guess we got to open up a new one. Whatever. And now it doesn't want to work. Thank you. Oh, why did you go all the way back here? Go back to the glory of Team Rocket. Wow, my internet slowed down real bad for some reason. I don't know why. But from what I can see in there, there's no Jesse and there's no James. You have Team Rocket's wheezing when it should have been James's wheezing. And if they have Team Rocket's Arbok, it should be Jesse's Arbok. Yeah, right here. Team Rocket's Ekans. Team Rocket's Arbok. Why is that not Jesse's Arbok? Why is it not James's wheezing? Those were their Pokemon. This makes no sense. They got Team Rocket Ariana. I don't know who Team Rocket Ariana is. Team Rocket's Persian. Why didn't they call that Giovanni's Persian? Team Rocket's Crobat. Team Rocket's Nidoking. Regirock. Team Rocket's Mewtwo. Okay, fine. I'll do Rocket's Mewtwo. Team Rocket Archer. Team Rocket Giovanni. So they have Giovanni in here, but no Jesse, no James. Why? Why? I was super stoked about this set. I wanted this set because I remembered Team Rocket's set from in the 90s. Team Rocket's Moltres. Who gives a flying Fuhahi? Who cares? Team Rocket's Giovanni. Team Rocket's Ariana. Crobat. Nidoking. Mewtwo. Moltres. Team Rocket's Proton. Petrol. Giovanni. Archer. Ariana. Persian. This isn't enough to hold a Rocket set. The Mewtwo, of course, the Mewtwo, that's a huge favorite one, is Mewtwo. But I don't think that the Mewtwo alone is going to be enough to make people want to pay scalper prices for the glory of Team Rockets or Destined Rivals, as we're going to call it. It's just, it's not enough for it. I like these. The artwork looks decent. Like, even this right here. Team Rocket's Mewtwo. You got Giovanni standing there with Mewtwo. They should have had the armor on it, at least. You should have had the armor on it. Giovanni is the one that created Mewtwo. Him and his team of scientists created Mewtwo. Should have had the armor on him, at least. It's nice. It looks cool. It's going to be a pretty card, of course. But is this thing going to be like the next $2,000 card? No. $300 maybe. It's going to launch at probably $600, $700, $800 when it first comes out, because that's what they always do. But this Mewtwo is not enough to hold this set. It's not. What about a Dark Charizard? What about a Dark Dragonite? They're not in here. This is a new updated version of the Rocket set, and you don't have Dragonite, you don't have Mewtwo, you don't have Jesse and James. They got a Persian, but it's just Rocket's Persian. Why not Giovanni's Persian? And this one right here, the Blaziken, this one looks really cool. This Blaziken looks awesome, but I can tell you right now, that Blaziken is going to be, see, it is 101 of 98, okay? Art Rare. AR. So it's going to be a non-textured card. So it's going to be a $30 card for the Blaziken. It's one of the best looking cards in there. And it's not even an illustration or a special illustration rare. It's just an illustration rare. This is not the Rocket set that we wanted. It's not. And the scalpers, if you scalp these, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be your next failure. You're probably going to go bankrupt if you buy up all these sets. Are you going to sell them really hot at first? Of course, because that's always what happens. But as they're more printed, as they get out, you'll see these in stores. You'll be able to get a hold of some of these, and they'll be available. Move on, scalpers. You don't know nothing about Pokemon. Stop pretending that you know more about Pokemon than Poke fanatics like me. I've been into Pokemon since 98 when it first came to the United States. I took a little break from Pokemon. Yes, but I got right back into it in XY. Took a little break during the beginning of Sword and Shield, but then got back into it again. And I've been back into it ever since. XY, Sword Shield, Scarlet Violet. I've been big into those. You know what? Better yet, please, scalp the set. Scalp it, so we can finally be done with you. This is not a set that people are going to be really going out to get. There's nothing in here that's really worth it. So please, by all means, scalp it, go bankrupt, so that way we don't have to ever deal with you guys ever again. Because I tell you right now, a Mewtwo, a Weezing, an Arbok is not enough to hold this set. It's going to be big. That Rocket Mewtwo, I bet you anything, it's going to start up really high, it's going to come down low, and then as the set comes to an end and they move on to the next sets, it's going to go up again. That's what happens every time. Look at the Giratina from Lost Origin. You could buy that card for $150. You could, not anymore, but you could buy that card for $150, and now that card's almost $1,000. But that's also Sword and Shield, no longer in print. But this right here is not enough. Like, it's got Squawkabilly in it. Who cares? This Citian, who gives a crap? Regirock, who gives a crap? Nidoking looks pretty cool. Crobat, who gives a crap? Persian, not nearly as good as the Shrouded Fable. Look at this. Look at this. Let's see here. Do I still have? Yeah, right here. Look at the difference. That's an amazing looking Persian. And then you have this Persian. Ooh, who cares? It's not that great of a Persian. It's not going to be worth it. There's not a single card in this Rocket set besides Mewtwo. Besides Mewtwo, there is not a single card in this Rocket set that I'm like, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So please, by all means, scalp the crap out of this set so that way you guys go bankrupt. Please. Stay out of Pokemon. Stop pretending that you know what we like. Just because, oh, look, it's a highly anticipated Eevee set. Every Eevee set is highly anticipated. Every Eevee set. If it's got Umbreon as the primary card, it's going to sell. But as you can see, even with Prismatic Evolutions, you figure that by now, with Prismatic Evolutions coming to a close, with Journey Together coming out, you would think that even these ones right here would be $200-$300 by now, and the Pokemon Center ones would be going for almost $1,000, and they're not. Because now that people have them, a lot of people have pulled the Umbreon, people are done with it, people are overpaying you guys ridiculous amounts of price for packs that are still available right now, because every great now and then, you can find a Prismatic Evolution somewhere out there in the ether. It happens. One of my friends found a whole bunch of Prismatic Evolutions and picked them up for me. So, this Rocket set, I'm disappointed in. I'm really, really disappointed in the Rocket set. The Rocket set, I don't think is going to be enough to hold a high value. I don't. But that's fine with me. That's perfectly fine with me. You want to know why? Because the scalpers are going to be like, oh, nostalgia. People are going to buy this up so that way they can, oh, Mewtwo. No. No. They're not. It's not an Umbreon. Mewtwo is nowhere as popular as an Umbreon. Nowhere. We've had Chase Mewtwo's in the past that are not even anywhere near what Moonbreon or the new Umbreon is. Nowhere near it. So, and look at this card. Look at this card. This is, remember this card? This thing had a high sale price of $660, and now it's down to $340. This one's getting dirt cheap. Even this Pikachu is getting dirt cheap. Nope, I'm not even on it. Yep, there we go. There we go. It wasn't even on it. But this one had a high value price of $660 right there. $660 for this one. You can now get it for $340. Even the Pikachu has just tanked in price. But the reason why the scalpers are, nobody's buying from them anymore is because nobody wants Journey Together. Journey Together is probably almost just as popular as Shrouded Fable. Maybe a little more popular, but not by much. Not by much at all. It's an okay set, but it's not anything that I'm just like, I gotta go get. I don't care about Clefairy. I don't care. So, word of advice to scalpers. You want to test your your whatever, and you want to buy into the rocket set thinking that you're going to get all the Pokemon simps that are going to come in there and they are just going to buy. You know what? Go right ahead and do it. Go right ahead, because the sooner that you guys go bankrupt and can't sell anymore, the sooner that these rip and ship channels, stop doing what they're doing because they're not making money anymore, the better it is for us actual true Pokemon fans. Us people that followed the series, watched the series, collected the cards, played the game, know the Pokemon. Sure, I don't know every single name, but you know what? When you got like 2.5 billion different Pokemon, it's hard to keep up with all the stupid names they're giving them. So, why is it that no one's buying from scalpers anymore? Because these next few sets are not really highly anticipated. Yes, the rocket set was highly anticipated until we got to see what was in the rocket set. Once we actually saw what was in the rocket set, I'm not as excited about it anymore. Do I want it? Do I want to buy it? Do I want to open them? Of course. I like to open all Pokemon. Yep, time to get ready for work. So, it's awesome that this is happening to them. I'm so glad that it's happening to them. Couldn't have happened at a better time for you guys to just lose everything on Journey Together. I'm so glad, but that's pretty much where my long-winded, huge rant is going to end for the scalpers. Keep at it, guys. Keep at it. Don't go buying from the scalpers. Let them continuously lose their money, because Pokemon is coming into the stores again. It's a little more available. Journey Together you can find all over the place, whether that be an ETB or even just the hanger packs or the booster bundles. You can find them now at the store. Don't buy from the scalpers. Buy it from the stores when you're only going to pay $50 in ETB instead of 70, 100, 120. Buy them from the stores. But that's my end of my rant. Thank God the scalping days of Pokemon are quickly coming to an end. Couldn't be happier. Thanks for watching, and I'll check you guys in the next video.